Hey you guys, we are moving into the month of Adar and we're approaching a new moon, and I'm here to break it all down for you. Just a quick disclaimer that if you don't like my appearance or how I do things here on this channel, I may not be the person for you, okay? I'm going to work. I'm taking time to put this together for you guys for your benefit before I go into work. This is how I'm going into work. I am just going to be myself, and that's all I can do. And if that doesn't, resonate well for you, or you're distracted by my appearance, my approach, or my presentation, then, hopefully you can go find someone else out there that can do this work and share with you this information that's more fitting to your liking. Okay. But, I highly doubt you will be able to find someone who's going to give you this kind of content, and have pureness of heart to, go along with it. So anyways, that being said, we're moving into the month of Adar, and it's a new moon in the constellation Pisces. We know that God is the creator of all things, including the heavenly bodies, and he ordered them and calls them all by name, and he placed them in a specific order to go with his timetable, to go with his Hebrew months. And in the book of Job, it says that he's the only one who can bind the sweet influences of these celestial bodies, right? And so within these celestial bodies, we understand through the book of Job that they carry with them influences that help govern the things that transpire down here on earth and help govern humanity. Okay. Nothing happens down here without it first being ordered and decreed in the heavenly realms through the heavenly bodies, through the Almighty. Okay. This is his mechanisms. This is how he orders things. This is his way of operation. And so we're coming up into higher revelation as we move into this kingdom era, this manifestation of the sons of God. We are elevating, we're ascending, and we're learning how to understand and operate from heavenly places, being seated in heavenly places. Amen. So, Pisces is the last constellation on God's zodiac, and Pisces is a very spiritual house, constellation house. It's very about the spiritual realm, about the dream state. Sorry, you guys, to make this choppy for you, this recording here, but my battery ran out, and so I was rushed to get through the video. But what I wanted to say was about Pisces being in the 12th house of God's zodiac. God choosing Pisces for the 12th house, and what that represents is the dream state. And the dream state is really where the logic, right? It can be a powerful state because the logic is at rest, right? The natural man is at rest, and the spirit man is more active in our sleep. Okay. And I definitely, can relate to this in that, I know I pray in tongues in my sleep. I've seen a woman astral project into my room and put a curse on my phone, in my sleep. Like, I was completely asleep, couldn't do anything, but my spirit man was awake and I saw everything happening in real time. We're able to receive dreams. We're able to just really tap into the spiritual realm in our sleep, or what you could call the dream state. Okay. So Pisces is definitely connected to, the spiritual realm. And another thing that God wanted me to point out about him choosing Pisces as the final constellation house for his Hebrew calendar, to be at the last month of his Hebrew calendar, is that it is a time of endings. But what happens at the end of a year? What happens when you're in school? A graduation ceremony takes place, a celebration of your achievements, everything that you've achieved throughout that year. You get acknowledged, you get rewarded, you get to reflect on how far you've come. You get promoted to the next grade level. Right? So all of those exciting things are also associated with this Hebrew month of Adar. And so these are things that we should keep in mind. And although Pisces is a very emotional sign, and it is about unearthing self-sabotaging cycles, and it is about facing things within that we haven't been wanting to face. And so that can cause a lot of uneasiness. It's important to know that this is a time of celebration because you're not the person you once were, and you're overcoming all those things now. So this new moon in Pisces is really about making our dreams become reality. God making our dreams to become a reality. So it's really exciting. And Pisces is a water sign, and that means it's very emotional. It's a very emotional constellation house. It's going to stir up our emotions. So it can be kind of difficult at the same time. Although I really want to focus on the positive and stay uplifted. Okay. And to, because there's a lot of good things to be excited about, but you know, it's still an emotional state. It's still bringing to a close things from the past. Okay. This is the end of God's calendar, the end of his constellation houses. So technically the new moon, for modern times, how they, calculate the new moon is on February 27th, and they consider the new moon to be when you can't see anything, when it's completely dark. But according to the Bible and Israel, Moses was given the instructions by the Lord to count the new moon as the waxing crescent. So when you see that first little sliver of light come forth, that's when the biblical Hebrew new moon is considered to be the new month. And so that is landing on March 1st. So this month of Adar, we know is, I'm sure many of us know already, that it is associated with Purim and with Esther and with the saving of the Jews and with miracles and miraculous turnaround and favor and celebration. So what seemed to be the death sentence of God's people ends up being a time of celebration. And so that is an exciting theme that we have, that God has attributed to this month of Adar. And this month of Adar is really about surrendering control and trusting God for a miracle, and trusting God to make our dreams come true. Our God-given, God-aligned dreams come true, right? And so it's the end and the closing out of the old timeline and all the self-sabotaging cycles that we've been repeating, right? This is us learning those lessons. Okay. And this new moon in Pisces, this particular new moon is not going to happen again in this alignment in particular. This specific alignment with this new moon in Pisces is not going to happen again for another 30 years. And so it's important that you like learn those lessons. Okay. Because if you don't learn the lessons that we're supposed to be learning, that we've been learning and repeating these toxic cycles, if we don't learn those lessons, we could get stuck for another 30 years. Okay. And who wants to do that? Okay. So learn the lessons, like stop those toxic cycles, address them. I know how hard it is and like how much we want to refer back to the old ways because it brings about instant gratification. But in the end, you're left with nothing. Okay. And we already know this. We've already done this 100,000 times. We've already tried it our own way. Okay. So we got to learn the lessons, implement what needs to be implemented, and stop the self-sabotaging so we can like have like new cycles to emerge, right? And all of our dreams to come true. And so March 2025 is about dreams becoming reality, and it's about the ending of relationships that you've been terrified of ending. Okay. This is what this new moon in Pisces, this month of Adar, the month of March is about. It's about ending old cycles and ending relationships you've been terrified of ending. And this resonates so true and so timely with my own life because I'm literally ending a 13-year relationship that I've been terrified to end, but has been like, it's been needing to be ended, right? It was meant to teach me a very important lesson that I need in order to be my highest self and to fulfill my highest calling in Christ. And it served its purpose. And now I have to cut off that relationship so I can move into what God has for me next. But I'm so thankful for all the lessons that relationship taught me. It was absolutely a necessary part of my journey here. And so I am grateful for that. Yes. So this month, you could really see your dream job show up. You could meet the love of your life, make your dreams a reality. You could get promoted. You will see opportunities fall in your lap, money flow to you. You could meet a new friend. It's the month where you're going to heal and where you finally let go of the old habits that no longer serve you. It's the month where you deal with every obstacle in your way and no longer dust anything under the rug so that you can march forward into the new reality God has for your life. Okay. So very exciting. And understand, like, if you're not doing the work and you're not being a nice person, then, all the abundance and those things, they might not be flowing to you. But I'm speaking to those who are flowing with God, who are, doing their best to walk in alignment with God, with his purposes, with his plans, with his times and seasons. Okay. Cause that's what this channel is all about. It's about breaking down each month so we can walk hand in hand with God in time and season with God, right? And so on March 1st of this month, we begin Adar, and Venus goes retrograde on that day. And Venus is associated with money and romance. And so you could see money and romance breakthroughs, this in the month of March. Okay. And then on March 13th, we have a blood moon, total full moon in Virgo, which is, the Virgo represents the Revelation 12 woman, and blood moon, the moon represents the common people, right? And solar eclipses represent CEOs, world leaders, world powers. So since it's a blood moon, total full moon, blood moon in Virgo. I really believe that's representative of God birthing something new in our lives, in the lives of the collective, of the little people, so to speak. And, you know, people have been having dreams of themselves pregnant. I've had people tell me they had dreams of me pregnant. And like I said, 2024 and this last Hebrew year that we're closing up right now has been all about death, so we can come into the rebirth. Okay. And on March 13th, it's also the fast of Esther, which I've been thinking about going on an Esther fast, because last time I did it, I felt amazing afterwards. Like I had so much energy. I felt so good. So March 13th is the fast of Esther. And then March 15th, we have Purim. And on March 22nd, we have significant Jewish history is that there was an earthquake that saved the Jews. On March 6th of the year 1430, all the Jews of Rome were forced to convert or face death. A great earthquake shook Rome, and many of the archbishops and priests who conceived the decree died. And following the earthquake, Pope Martin V annulled the decree, and this strengthened the belief that God controls earthquakes and causes them to demonstrate his power. So I don't know, March 22nd, I felt like really stood out to me as well, that maybe this month we could have a possible earthquake, like a literal earthquake, or just it could be just symbolic that we see God's power, right? God demonstrating his power in a very significant and powerful way in this month of March. And then March 29th, we have a partial solar eclipse. Okay, partial solar eclipse. So as I said, that's about world powers, world leaders. We could see something, a shift in power somewhere on the world stage, even at your job with a CEO or a boss figure, someone in that kind of position. But yeah, I will break down more as the month continues to go on, but I'm excited. Be blessed in the month of Adar.